And now the news in details. Third graduation ceremony of the Garden City Premier Business School was packed with lots of activities marking the event. ATN correspondent Oluchi Wafo goes on ground.
Garden City Premier Business School today, Friday the 29th of November 2024, held her third graduation ceremony. The event took place at the Garden City Premier Business School premises, Old GRA, Port Harcourt. The ceremony had in attendance dignitaries from different walks of life, professors, scholars, including the former Deputy Governor of Rivers State, Engineer Tele Ikuru, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Mina Tele Ikuru, former Military Governor of Rivers State, His Royal Majesty Alfred J.T. Spiff, presented by His Royal Highness B.M.O.S. Spiff, President, Garden City Premier Business School, Professor Silva Opuala Charles, amongst others. Delivering his address, Professor Silva recognized remarkable achievements of the institution since its inception in 2018.
Allow me to provide a brief overview of our institutional history. Established in 2018, Garden City Premier Business School was founded with the ambition of becoming the foremost privately owned business school in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. We began our journey with a modest enrollment of 2 students for an open management program, underscoring our commitment to academic excellence and a business-centric approach. In our early years, we achieved significant milestones today, notably our affiliation with the European Global School University in Paris, which allowed us to offer a diverse range of postgraduate programs. On December 19, 2022, we celebrated the graduation of 15 postgraduate students, 2 PhD candidates and 13 master's degree recipients, followed by another graduation on December 22, 2023, at which we awarded degrees to 19 students, 7 PhD candidates and 12 master's degree recipients across various management disciplines.
Keynote speech was presented by Professor Stephen Temaga Olali. He spoke on higher education and entrepreneurial success, also identifying some factors impeding entrepreneurial education in Nigeria.
Successes, it means to advance or to make progress. It's also derived from the Latin verb succidere, to yield, and from the medieval English word successi, and from the old French word succès, all of which gave rise to our current word success, which has evolved to encompass the idea, therefore, of achieving desired goals or favorable outcomes. Thus, when we talk about entrepreneurial success, we are simply referring to the concept of managing an enterprise effectively, making an appreciable profit from it, and by it adding developmental value towards the improvement of the life of an individual and more extensively the economic well-being of society as a whole. Entrepreneurial success.
Oluchi Wafo, ATN News, Port Harcourt.
Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has denied claims by an Alessa community leader in Rivers State that the Port Harcourt refinery is not yet producing fuel. It could be recalled that Timothy Mbere said to a leader said to be a leader of Alessa had appeared on national television on Thursday to accuse the NNPCL of lying to Nigerians when he claimed the refinery is already processing crude oil. In a statement on Friday, the NNPCL spokesperson Olufemi Sonoye accused Mbere of crass ignorance of how a refinery runs, saying he would not have dignified himself with a response if not for a need to set the record straight. NNPC Chief Communications Officer noted that Mbere contradicted himself by saying that PMS that was loaded out from the supposed loading gantry of the new Port Harcourt refinery was an old stock from the old Port Harcourt refinery. Port Harcourt refinery can only be loaded at its own dedicated gantry. This is nothing but ignorance on full display, Sinoye emphasized. More than 2 months after the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebotukun, banned Edo State Security Network and other state security outfits ahead of the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in the state governor, Monday Obeholo, has lifted the ban. Recall that the Inspector General of Police had on September 11, 2024, during a stakeholders meeting organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission, ahead of the election, announced the ban of the state-owned security outfit, Edo State Security Network, from participating in the election. However, following the upsurge and parts of criminal activities, the state governor, Monday Obeholo, has announced the lifting of the suspension earlier imposed on the security outfit. A statement by the secretary to the Edo State government, Musa Umar Ikilo, and made available to newsmen in Benin City on Friday, said the lifting of the suspension was a move by the government to fortify the security architecture of the state. Ikilo said the decision marked a comprehensive shift in the state's quest for enhanced safety and security. According to him, in a move to fortify the security architecture of the Edo State, the government has lifted the suspension imposed on the Edo State Security Corps in September 2024. In Enugu State, Police Command has arrested 3 suspects, including a banker, for allegedly conspiring to defraud a customer of 4 million naira through identity theft. The suspects, identified as Ntulaka Okudili, Ifeanyi Nnamani, a former bank employee, and Philip Ozogu, a national identification number enrollment agent, were apprehended on October 18, 2024. In a statement on Friday, the command spokesperson, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, disclosed that the suspects used the identity of an Australian-based Nigerian, Mba Ndukwe, to perpetrate the fraud. According to the statement, Okudili admitted to finding a bag containing various personal items, including SIM cards, at Noah's Junction, Trans Ekulu, Enugu, in October 2023. The statement added that by September 2024, when Okudili encountered challenges accessing the account, he visited a branch of the victim's bank. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Kanayo Uzebu, lauded the bank's efforts in uncovering the fraudulent activities. He urged members of the public to safeguard their personal information and devices containing sensitive data to avoid falling victim to similar crimes. Lagos State Task Force has apprehended 4 suspected traffic robbers notorious for targeting motorists during rush hours gridlock in the city. The suspects, identified as Ismail Akinlade, 26, Rasak Abiodun, 25, Adefabi Bolahan, 25, and Riwan Olaloye, 20, were arrested in Mushin following a series of intelligence-led operations. This modus operandi involved exploiting bad road conditions to rob motorists of valuables such as phones, bags, and cash. Chairman of the Lagos State Task Force, CSP Adetayo Akerele, disclosed that the arrest came after weeks of monitoring and investigations into criminal activities in the specific parts of the state. During interrogation, one of the suspects, Ismail Akinlade, confessed to his involvement in crimes and revealed the network behind their operations. Akinlade further disclosed the gang capitalized on poor road condition to corner unsuspecting victims who are often forced to slow down due to potholes and damaged roads. CSP Akerele commended the task force officers for their diligence in tracing a stolen phone to the Idi Oro axis in Mushin, which ultimately led to the suspect's capture. He warned others engaging in similar criminal activities to desist or face the full wrath of the law. Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos has acquitted and discharged the medical director of Optimal Cancer Care Foundation, Dr. Olufemi Olaleye. The court overturned the decision of the Lagos State Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Courts, which had sentenced Dr. Olaleye to life imprisonment for defiling his wife's 16-year-old niece. Justice Olukoyede Ibada, who read the lead judgment, which was adopted by the 2 other justices on the panel, held that the trial court erred in convicting Dr. Olaleye based on tainted and unreliable evidence of his estranged wife, Oluremi, and the alleged survivor names withheld. The other members of the panel were Justice Mohammed Ibrahim Sirajo and Justice Folashade Ayodeji Ojo. The appellate court said there were material contradictions in the evidence gathered by the prosecution, which should not have been relied on by the lower court. The court also faulted some other parts of the evidence of the prosecution during the trial, which was from a child forensic specialist, a medical director from the Mirabel Center, and investigating officer, which were found to be worthless. For the appellate court, the trial judge, Justice Rahman Oshodi, also descended in the arena and interfered in the proceeding to bridge what he described as the yawning gaps in the prosecution case. The Court of Appeal determined all 5 issues of appeal against the prosecution and in favor of the appellant. In Osun State, government will begin payment of 75,000 naira minimum wage to civil servants on December 1st, 2024, including 1 month of arrears. The approval for the implementation was granted at the ESCO Lounge in Governor's Office, Abere, on Friday, in the presence of the executive arm of the state, led by Deputy Governor Kola Adewusi, and labor leaders led by the chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Chris Arapasopo. At the signing, Commissioner for Information Kolapo Alimi disclosed, "We are going to commence payment of 75,000 naira minimum wage on December 1st, 2024, and we will also pay 1 month arrears." Chief Judge of Ogun State, Justice Mosumola Dipolu, on Friday pardoned 14 inmates during a jail delivery exercise held at the Judiciary Complex, Kopabe, Abeokuta, the state capital. The move, aimed at decongesting correctional facilities across the state, saw inmates released on health and compassionate grounds. However, the CJ declined to pardon 2 high-profile suspects, a 51-year-old man, Jamal Mohammed, accused of raping a 14-year-old girl in 2018, and Suru Philip, 40, allegedly involved in the 2019 kidnapping of a traditional ruler in a Fure town, Ogun Waterside local government area. Justice Zipolu described the jail delivery exercise as a vital tool for reviewing cases, expediting justice, and reintegrating inmates into society. She highlighted systematic challenges such as overcrowded facilities and delays in court proceedings, noting that innovative solutions like periodic jail delivery, non-custodian sentences for minor offenses, and compensation for crime victims are critical. The Chief Judge also revealed that during a similar exercise in April 2024, 48 inmates were released from Ilaro, Oba, and Ibara correctional centers after thorough case reviews. Justice Zipuolu urged the pardoned inmates to turn a new leaf and embrace a crime-free life, emphasizing the significance of opportunity granted to them. Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State has enjoined men of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps to put in more effort to secure the lives and property of Nigerians. Makinde made the call while receiving the Commandant General of the NSCDC, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Audi, in Ibadan. The governor, while receiving Audi and his team on Thursday, reiterated his administration's commitment to collaborate with and provide all necessary support to security outfits in the state. Makinde commended NSCDC for being a pillar of support to the security architecture of the state. He maintained that NSCDC has been complementing the government's efforts in making the state one of the safest in the country, despite the security challenges experienced across the nation. The governor used the opportunity to task NSCDC to put more efforts in order to secure the lives and property of the citizens across the country. Makinde also acknowledged the important role the NSCDC has been playing in protecting the country's oil assets. According to him, this is a challenging period for security commanders across the country. National Inland Waterways Authority has confirmed a boat accident involving no fewer than 200 market women from Kogi State. The head of NIWA's media department, Suleiman Makama, confirmed the incident on Friday, stating that the women were traveling to a market in Niger State on a boat when it capsized along the Dambo-Ebuchi section of the River Niger. The number of casualties is yet to be ascertained. According to eyewitnesses, the boat, owned by one Musa Dangana, was carrying over 200 passengers, including market women and farm laborers, en route to the Karcha weekly market in Niger State. As of the time of this report, 8 bodies have been recovered, while search and rescue operations are ongoing to locate the remaining passengers. Makama further noted that he is awaiting clearance from NIWA management before issuing an official statement providing comprehensive details of the incident. Oyebanji emphasized the need for stricter adherence to the recently signed transportation code and noted that many operators fail to provide life jackets for their passengers. Federal Capital Territory, Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested 4 people for vandalizing street light poles in Abuja. The FCT Commandant of the Corps, Dr. Olushola Odumosu, said the arrest followed the intensified night patrols he initiated in response to intelligence reports revealing that vandals had shifted to targeting street light poles under the cover of darkness and heavy rain. He said the suspects paraded at the command headquarters in Baja were caught with stolen traffic light poles, including 1 medium-sized and 2 gigantic poles. Odumosho further said that arrests were made at different locations during late night operations. He reassured FCT residents and the Minister Ezenwo Wike of the Corps' commitment to protecting national assets, stressing that the FCT remains a no-go area for vandals and other criminal elements. The Commandant therefore advised perpetrators to repent or face the full force of the law. Residents of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has expressed satisfaction for the infrastructural projects in the rural area of the 6 area councils by the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, with full appraisal that Wike truly understands the needs of the people. The residents in gratitude stated the importance of basic social amenities that the people expect from the government. They said access to good road network is key to development, a boost to agriculture, and fast means of transportation to the urban markets. Our Abuja correspondent Joseph Moses Mayuwinka completes the report.
One of the most important basic social amenities people expect from the government is access to good road network. The road network to the rural area cannot be underestimated, just like healthcare centers and pipe-borne water. The economic and social development of any rural area significantly depend on good and efficient roads infrastructure, as it helps in boosting agricultural activities, resulting to high increase of food productions to the city. Over the years, the residents of the most rural area in the area councils of FCT have lost hope of good road transportation due to poor road network, and there was no sign of government coming to their rescue. But as Barrister Nyesom Wike emerged FCT minister, it became a huge relief seeing Wike awarding their roads for construction, and not only that, the minister himself visit the site to their residents just to make sure that their roads are truly constructed in good condition and restoring their hope in government.
Mr. President, yes, has promised you that this road must be completed. Yes. And today, you can see that promise made, promise fulfilled. Yes. Let me assure you, not only are we going to complete it in a few weeks' time, they're also going to install street lights. I thank you for the support for the contractors, and I continue to pray for Mr. President. This will not be the last road. We are going to do more roads in Gwagwalada. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The concentration of roads construction in the rural area of FCT has built confidence of people in government and thereby increased room for happiness, as they could see government working for their benefits, and they could as well feel the dividends of democracy. Speaking to the residents in Gwagwalada Area Council, they expressed their gratitude to the minister.
We are businessmen in this area. We are happy that the present administration has started constructing this road. The road has constituted a lot of nuisance to this community. It has been unmotorable for over 4 years, and our joy is that it's coming to an end. but the spate of work is very slow at the moment. The way they started, we expected them to start pouring laterite and other things, gravel by now. But they have already done the first grading. We have been waiting for like more than 2 weeks now. They have not been able to commence work. And another thing is dust. The level of dust is very high. If you notice, they're supposed to be pouring water so that by now the road will have been stronger, but they have not been wetting it. It's just this morning that we just saw a tanker pouring water up and down. That's supposed to be a daily activity to make the road stronger, to make it last for long. So we advise the people constructing the road to change the narrative by doing the right thing at the right time so that we can get quality results.
I'm very happy because we've been suffering on this road for the past how many years. I'm very happy, very, very happy. At least if we are coming to the market, we will be free. There will not be galloping. At least we'll be happy to come to the market every time we wish to.
Okay. The time when you do this road, we don't very, very happy for this road now. We don't happy for this road because this road don't take, they never do. So when we don't start this work, so we don't happy well. So the problem now, road no different for you now again. About people where they suffer for this road now. If you follow this one, you know go boss where you go now. So now we don't happy say now don't start work for that side. So we don't happy today. This road where they start for here now. We don't happy well.
Joseph Moses, ATN News, Abuja.
Both accidents occurred in the early hours of Friday along the Dambo-Ebuchi section of River Niger, resulting in the loss of multiple lives. Sokoto State Governor Dr. Ahmed Aliyu on Friday presented a 526.88 billion naira budget proposal for the 2025 fiscal year to the State House of Assembly. The governor described the proposed budget as the transformational and infrastructural budget, emphasizing its focus on long-term development. The budget is divided into 176.3 billion naira for recurrent expenditure and 349.4 billion naira for capital projects. The capital expenditure constitutes 66% of the total budget, highlighting the administration's commitment to infrastructural development. Aliyu further revealed that the education sector would receive the highest allocation with approximately 25% of the total budget earmarked for it, followed by health, agriculture and work. While presenting the budget, the governor explained that 44% of the budget will cover recurrent costs, including the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for state workers, pension payments and other government overheads. He assured the state civil servants of the new wage implementation beginning in January 2025, acknowledging that their continued support for the administration. He also emphasized that his administration has not Two suspected phone thieves were set ablaze by an irate mob on Friday in Plateau State. The incident occurred in the Kambong community of Jos North local government area in the early hours of the day. Eyewitnesses reported that the suspects were attacking passerby and road users with weapons, robbing them of phones and other valuables. Angered by the incident, onlookers reportedly mustered the courage to pursue them. While some of the suspects managed to escape, two were caught and set ablaze by the mob. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has confirmed the death of 4 of its personnel ambushed by bandits at Farin Kasa area, Chinkun local government area of Kaduna State. A statement by NSCDC spokesperson Babatunde Afolabi on Friday said the 4 officers were part of the 7 officers declared missing during an ambush on November 18th. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break.
One of the most important basic social amenities
Welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on African leaders to prioritize building an interconnected continent that resonates with its people and prioritizes their welfare and development. Speaking during a state dinner hosted by the French government at the Palais des Élysées in Paris on Thursday night, Tinubu emphasized that Africa must embrace a collaborative and people-centered approach to governance and development. According to a statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the Nigerian leader encouraged both Nigerian and French citizens to uphold the cordial relationship shared by their nations. First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu accompanied the president to the dinner along with Nigerian government officials, businessmen, and the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. The dinner, organized in the honor of President Tinubu and First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, was attended by key French officials and dignitaries. Tinubu acknowledged the warm reception and expressed gratitude for France's demonstrated commitment to Africa. He noted that the depth of understanding and engagement exhibited by the French leadership reflects a foresight that is invaluable for fostering stronger relationship. In a heartfelt tribute, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has extended warm congratulations to Otumba Olalekan Adeniran Bello, a renowned chartered stockbroker, financial analyst, and non-executive commissioner at the Securities and Exchange Commission on the occasion of his 70th birthday. Marking the milestone on Friday, President Tinubu described Otumba Bello as a paragon of excellence, integrity, and service, whose exceptional contribution to Nigeria's financial sector have left an indelible mark. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu and France's President Emmanuel Macron signed 2 agreements in Paris, cementing a partnership to develop critical infrastructure and sustain long-term agriculture and food security. The agreements were signed during an economic forum at the Palais des Elysées, attended by business leaders, industry captains, state governors, and 2 officials from both countries, as part of President Tinubu's state visit. During the event, United Bank for Africa Group Chairman Tony Elumelu and French Minister of Economy, Finance and Industry Antoine Ahmad signed an agreement to enable UBA to begin operations in Paris. Similarly, Zenith Bank launched its services in France. President Bola Tinubu has hailed the reappointment of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as the Director General of the World Trade Organization for his second 4-year term. In a statement released by the State House on Friday, Tinubu described the reappointment as a testament to Okonjo-Iweala's exceptional leadership and the trust an international community places in her ability to foster sustainable global economic development. Her first term will expire on August 31st, 2025, with the second term commencing on September 1st, 2025. Tinubu expressed confidence that Okonjo-Iweala's leadership will continue to solidify WTO's role as a critical pillar of inclusive global economic growth and good governance in the years ahead. The Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, disclosed this in the Friday's press release. The President's statement further assured Okonjo-Iweala of Nigerians' unwavering support as she continues her bold reforms, dedication to equitable global trade practices, and tireless efforts to promote international cooperation. House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review assured it would enhance the functionality of local governments, the judiciary, electoral matters. Deputy Speaker and Chairman of the committee, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who emphasized that security is central to the ongoing constitutional review by the Parliament, highlighted additional key issues such as the devolution of power, gender equality, revenue and fiscal reforms, and human rights. These topics, according to the Deputy Speaker, will receive significant attention from the Parliament throughout the review process. Kalu stated that the National Assembly aims to bolster the autonomy and effectiveness of local government administration, ensuring they serve as a grassroots foundation of governance. He also stressed the importance of promoting judicial independence, improving access to justice, and streamlining the administration of justice for all Nigerians while maintaining the integrity, transparency, and inclusiveness of electoral processes. Speaking on security, Honorable Kalu said the Constitution Review will address the urgent need for a more robust and localized security framework to safeguard lives and properties, promote a more equitable distribution of responsibilities between the federal, state, and local governments, and advance gender equality, ensuring fair representation and inclusion of women in all spheres of governance. The chairman listed the successes so far recorded by the committee to include successful engagement with the Nigerian Governors Forum and attendance of the Southwest Zonal Conference of Speakers of State Legislature, Southwest Zone. He said these engagements are a testament to their commitment to inclusivity, dialogue, and consensus building as a bedrock of this constitution review process. Honorable Benjamin Kalu disclosed that the House will be organized a national dialogue on local government and constitution amendments scheduled to be held on Monday, 2nd December 2024 at the Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, saying that the event is a vital platform to consolidate ideas and strategies for achieving a robust local government framework, which is critical to our constitutional review efforts. Socio-political analyst Dandy Loveday says there are lots of stories surrounding the tax reform bills, the reason northern politicians are kicking against it. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Conversation, an economist, Dandy Loveday, believes that the bill will be most beneficial to the north because due to the economic decay in the country, the bill will mostly affect states without company headquarters.
Others, northern politicians kicking against the bill.
Yep.
And then most persons from the south. In fact, there is this also an education that is going to benefit those at the southern part more than those at the northern part. But there are lots to that bill.
Yes.
The bill is, in fact, ordinarily it's supposed to even benefit the north much more than, if not for the decay, the economic decay we are facing currently. Most of the states are even facing such decays and others. So it will affect most states, especially states that do not have companies headquarters located in the area.
On the other hand, part of BNA is of the opinion that Nigeria runs and operates on a decentralized system where the various arms of government is independent on taxes.
Tax system wherein the levels of government are independent to appropriate a specific tax. Hasty, why? The present structure allows the federal government.
Recall that the Nigerian Senate on Thursday passed President Bola Tinubu's controversial tax bills for second reading. World Trade Organization Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was reappointed Friday for a second term in the shadow of the coming return of Donald Trump and his disdain for international trade rules. Okonjo-Iweala, the first woman and the first African to head the WTO, was the only candidate in the race and had been all but assured a second term. The organization's 166 members agreed to give incumbent Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala a second term as Director General. The 70-year-old Nigerian's reappointment was approved by consensus during a special meeting of the organization's General Council held behind closed doors, the WTO said. Nigeria's Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has reacted to a reappointment by the WTO for a second term as the Director General. Okonjo-Iweala was reappointed by the WTO as Director General for a second term. Okonjo-Iweala said she is deeply honored by the trust and support of the WTO General Council and its 166 members. This was contained in a statement addressed to the WTO General Council on Friday following her reappointment. Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Friday declined to allow Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to arraign the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, in the absence of his lawyers. Bello was scheduled to enter the plea before trial Justice Emeka Wite on another 19-count charge that bordered on his alleged complicity in an 80.2 billion naira fraud. When the matter was called up, none of the lawyers representing the former governor was in court. Notwithstanding the development, EFCC's counsel, Mr. Kemi Pinheiro, urged the court to allow the defendant who had already mounted the dock to take his plea. Placing reliance on provisions of sections 271, 277 and 396 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, the prosecution lawyer argued that what the law required for the arraignment to take place was the physical presence of the defendant and not his counsel. When he was asked why his lawyers were not around, Bello told the court that he only got to know about the proceeding around 11 p.m. on Thursday. Consequently, in his short ruling, Justice Wheater said he was not willing to compel the defendant to enter his plea to be charged when his lawyers are not in court. Federal government has arraigned 109 suspects, predominantly of Chinese, Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysian origin and their Nigerian collaborators for their alleged involvement in high-level cyber crimes, hacking, and activities that threaten national security. The suspects who were arraigned on a 6-count charge before Justice Ekerete Akpan of the Federal High Court Abuja all pleaded not guilty to the charges. The Nigerian Police Force had arrested the suspect in an operation that was conducted through a coordinated raid on a building at the Nexcash and Kari area of Jahi, Abuja, where the suspects were reportedly using computers and other sophisticated devices to facilitate criminal activities. Federal High Court in Abuja on Friday discharged and acquitted not fewer than 50 persons alleged to be members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra of allegations bordering on terrorism. Justice James Omotosho, in a judgment, held that the Nigerian Police Force failed in its entirety to establish a prima facie case against the 15 defendants, including 4 women. Social analysts have stated that the Nigerian population census has been highly politicized in the country. While speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, a publisher, Chief Obonna Woke, believes that the political atmosphere surrounding population census has made it an impediment to get actual statistics.
And with statistics, you can do some planning. Of course, it shouldn't be something political. But in this country, census matters have become very hugely political because we lie with statistics, obviously, in order to create the impression that you have more population than your next neighbor, you know. And so that has become a serious impediment when it comes to getting actual figures, actual statistics.
Recall that the chairman of the National Population Commission, Nasir Kwara, has announced plans to conduct Nigeria's population and housing census in 2025, nearly 2 decades after the last census in 2006. Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Nnaji, has said the federal government will soon commence the regulation and licensing of players in the space ecosystem for more revenue generation. Nnaji said this at the inauguration of the Advanced Unmanned Aerial Vehicles Laboratory of the National Space Research and Development Agency in Abuja. The inauguration of the laboratory was part of the activities to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Nigeria in space. And now business news. Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria has announced that the Port Harcourt refinery will sell petrol at 1,030 naira per litre, affirming that the refinery is operational as stated by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. In a statement released by Petron spokesperson Joseph Obele, noted that the NNPCL informed the association that the price for a litre of premium motor spirit at the refurbished refinery is 1,030 naira. He added that Petron's strategic pricing team is currently analyzing the most favorable pricing for its members, saying, "We are open to patronizing all the refineries in Nigeria." Nigerian exchange recorded a rebound as livestock ranked as investors raked in a 306 billion naira gain after several days of losses. This comes as market capitalization, which opened at 58.969 trillion naira, rose by 0.5% to close at 59.275 trillion naira. Similarly, the all share index gained 487.24 points, or 0.50% to settle at 97,783.81 compared to Wednesday's 97,296.57. This rally pulls the year-to-date return up to 30.77%. The market recovery was driven by investor interest in Zenith Bank, United Bank for Africa, Access Corporation, Aradel, Owando PLC, and Dangote Sugar, among other stocks. However, the market breadth remained negative with 30 losers against 20 gainers. Prestige led by 10% to close at 81 kobo per share on the losers table, while Vitafoam led the gainers table by 9.81% to close at 23 naira 50 kobo per share. And now to international tidbits. President Vladimir Putin has threatened to strike decision-making centers in Kyiv with Russia's new hypersonic missile hours after Moscow pummeled Ukraine's energy grid in an attack that left 1 million people without power. Russia fired more than 90 missiles and around 100 drones during the barrage, according to Kyiv, with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urging his allies to respond firmly to what he dubbed Russian blackmail. Putin said the first bombardment was a response to Ukrainian strikes on his territory with Western missiles. The nearly 3-year war has seen a sharp escalation in recent days, with both sides deploying new weapons in the bid to gain the upper hand before U.S. President-elect Donald Trump takes office in January. Kyiv's government districts, an area of the capital where multiple government buildings are located, is protected with intense security, but fears for it have been rising over the last week. Beijing court on Friday sentenced veteran Chinese state media journalist Dong Yuyu to 7 years imprisonment on espionage charges, his family said. Dong Yuyu, a senior columnist at the Communist Party newspaper Guangming Daily, was detained in February 2022 along with a Japanese diplomat at a Beijing restaurant. The diplomat was released after a few hours of questioning, but Dong, 62, has been in custody since and was charged with spying last year. According to the judgment, the Japanese diplomats Dong met with, including then Ambassador Hideo Tarimu and current Shanghai-based chief diplomat Masaru Okada, were named as agents of an espionage organization, the statement added. On Friday, Beijing's foreign minister responded to Dong's case by saying China is a country ruled by law. Under Chinese law, someone convicted of espionage can be jailed for 3 to 10 years for less severe cases or receive heavy punishments, including life imprisonment for serious cases. And now entertainment news. Nigerian actress Omotale Jelade Ekainde, fondly known as Omosexy, has thanked God following a life-threatening health scare that left her battling for survival. In a Thanksgiving post shared on Instagram, the veteran actress recounted her harrowing experience, detailing how she underwent emergency surgery after enduring severe back and chest pain, persistent vomiting, and debilitating stomach discomfort. Omotala revealed that her ordeal began while she was busy working on her films and attending the Academy voting members screening of Gladiator 2. And now ATN Sports News. Nigerian quartet of Ademola Lukman, William Trust Ekong, Assistant Oshomola, and Paul Onuachu has been shortlisted in various categories of the FIFA Best Awards for 2024. A list released on Friday by the World Football Governing Body shows that Lukman, who plays for Atlantica in the Italian Serie A, was nominated in the Best Attacker category. He will battle it out with the impressive Vinicius Jr., Lamine Yamal, Bukayo Saka, Erling Haaland, Lionel Messi, and Cristiano Ronaldo, among other high-profile players. The Nigerian, who had an impeccable showing last season, leading Atlanta to the Europa League crown, has also started the season's campaign in fine form. Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, currently one of Europe's most prolific strikers, has pledged to bring European glory to Turkish football. Osimhen made the declaration following Galatasaray's hard-fought 1-1 draw away at AZ Alkmaar in the UEFA Europa League. The Nigerian forward was instrumental in securing the result, netting a crucial equalizer in the 43rd minute after the Dutch side had taken an early lead. Despite the draw, Osimhen's confidence in the team's European ambition remains unwavering as he assured fans of his commitment to bringing the coveted UEFA Cup to Turkey. Osimhen, who has quickly become a fan favorite at Galatasaray, backed up his words with a stunning performance in their recent European fixture. Liverpool can take another giant step towards just a second English top-flight title in 35 years against fragile Manchester City on Sunday as Ruben Amorim aims for a first Premier League win as Manchester United manager. The top-of-the-table clash at Anfield offers Arsenal, who face West Ham, and Chelsea, who host Aston Villa, the chance to gain ground. And Slot's rampart Reds go into the weekend off the high of beating Real Madrid 2-0 to top the Champions League table. Winless in 6 matches, the English champions are physically and mentally fragile, according to manager Pep Guardiola, who is experiencing the worst run of his career in dugout. Even at their best during a glorious era under the Catala, City have failed to tame Anfield, with their last win there in front of a crowd coming back in 2003. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at our major stories. NNPCL slams Rivers community over comment on refinery. Edo State Governor unbans security network. WTO reappoints Okonjo Iweala as DG. Potako refinery to sell PMS at 1,030 naira. China sentences journalist to 7 years jail. Omotala undergoes life-saving surgery. Liverpool can deepen Man City's crisis on Sunday. I am Wendy Aguma. Thank you for watching and good evening.